This is Jim and Jemma. Jim and Jemma I won't speak too terribly much on here in this video, as they'll be so much more important soon.
Fix this damn door!
During a road trip outside the dome to find Dylan's lost memories,
As if you wouldn't learn how to open a bag.
the Rangers end up in a fierce battle with Venjix and flying robot troopers when out of nowhere they're surprised by two random Zords fighting for them.
What are those things?
Ghosts, maybe.
Ghosts. We let this guy dry.
Oh, what? You got learn how to open a
Dr. K is set off by the notion of there being gold and silver Zords, realizing what it must mean. When the Rangers are ambushed later on, we're met with the Zord pilots once again, but now on foot. Ranger Series Gold and Silver. The two fight together, perfectly in sync and the perfect complements to each other. Once the fight is over, they retreat to their Zords again and fly away. They keep doing this. In fact, they do this about like 3 times in the same episode. I'm so serious. In an episode that intertwines with the seriousness of Dylan's backstory, Gold and Silver take up the entire back half. After the van the Rangers used ends up destroyed, Gold and Silver lift the Rangers back to the dome in their Zords. General Truman chews Dr. K out for letting foreign entities into the dome before being told that Dr. K was the one that created the hardware. It's adorable that the moment they walk into the base, K knows exactly who they are.
Who?
Jim and Jemma, who went back to retrieve the gold and silver suits back in the days of Alphabet Soup, actually survived the attack and have been fighting Venjix bots and grinders outside the dome the entire time, which is insane. They have a very childish approach to everything.
If we plan to triangulate our fire, then we can...
It's film time!
Gemma!
A gimmick to where they always complete each other's sentences,
We're trying.
To win!
Hi, what are you trying?
To do Colonel?
and a bizarre fascination with explosions.
Gonna go out there and...
Blow it up, God!
It was never really explained how they were brought up, but has been said that one plot point from the original writer of the show that never made it into the series hinted that they were both created in a lab. Jim and Jemma are wholesome beyond belief and are even the reason Dr. K stopped referring to the Rangers by their color series and now by name. Except Ziggy, because she clearly loves him.
You too, Ranger Series Green.
It's funny, I love them to death, but I genuinely feel like I have not too terribly much to say on or about them. It could be because of how late they come in, or because the production kicked out the head writer and replaced them with other people around this time. Hello! They get really good episodes though, that kind of play off their childish nature in some ways. Mainly dealing with how they're able to manage being split apart, learning to team with other people and understand their feelings towards things without going off on their own notion of this is how I do it and I can do it by myself. There are times when their solo plan has extreme merit, their battles out in the wasteland showing their experience with what it's like outside the dome. The problem is they initially want to go out as a duo all the time, as opposed to looping the rest of the team in. I love the episode Heroes Among Us, which sees Scott and Jim saving General Truman and the Defenders, but when Truman comes with an honorary medal, it's given to Jim as opposed to his own son. And the framing of this scene is insane.
Thank you, sir.
Oh no, thank you, son.
Summer being in frame, visibly stunned. Thank you, son, when your actual son is standing right there. It breaks my heart, dude. This leads to Scott heading outside the dome in a desperate plea for attention and Jim having a heart-to-heart with him.
I mess up a lot too. Like with the whole metal thing. I never got one before, and I really like it.
It's fascinating seeing his childish nature still at the forefront as he explains why he loves an award he's never received, yet understands it makes others unhappy. I love this because Scott then acknowledges that Jim does deserve the praise he gets, and then later is also able to talk him out of an impulse plan to take out Venjix bots they come across. When Truman gives him a medal in the end, Scott forfeits it himself as it was earned with him leaving the city and jeopardizing everyone's safety. Both Scott and Jim learn and find better paths for themselves, and it's the perfect way to pair one of the core Rangers with either gold or silver in their personalities.
But if it upsets you, it's gone.
No, Jim, look. You deserve that medal.
Gemma gets a really good episode as well, where she and Flynn almost develop sort of a relationship, both being individuals working on machinery and doing it together. It's so nice.
How about we give your fantastic little weapon some upgrades? Just you and me.
I say nice, but it really is like the cutest thing in the world, because they even add like a little montage of them working on the road attack Zord technology, and I don't know, it's fun. Dr. K doesn't trust Flynn because of mistakes he's made with the RPM tech.
Oh, for pity's sake, woman, would you just trust me for once?
Gemma works on road attack but makes her own mistakes.
It gave it too much power. Flynn, I'm so sorry.
Don't be. Power is exactly what we need.
Kay ends up trusting Flynn in the end, partially because of his genius, but also because of Gemma's involvement.
I certainly hope you weren't doubting the competence of me or my rangers, Colonel.
But then the show just doesn't do anything with them being together much at all afterwards. And it's like, bro, it's so obvious, and you wouldn't even have had to do that much.
RPM! Get in gear!
It's been said that Jim and Jemma were brought in to lighten the mood of RPM, and honestly I can see that being the case, especially with how and when they showed up. We were right in the heart of a dark journey to uncover the past of one of our core rangers, and the moment they show up, the show makes a massive heel turn to focus on them. All in all, their inclusion only makes the show better. RPM was already solid, but Jim and Jemma heightened things in an interesting way. Bring in folks whose personalities are wildly different than the rest of the team, yet manage to complement extraordinarily. Ranger Series Gold and Silver. Gogeta Super, Brandon, Helen, Emilia, Amanda, Austin, Chaco, Daniel, Ian, Julia, Luke, Matthew, Quirky Girl.